Good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 8 of my Designing My Mental Health Journey. You may notice a difference in me this evening. I was very fortunate last night in that I got a really almost like a full night's worth of sleep, which was phenomenal. I picked up my new medication, the Zoloft, yesterday, and I actually combined that on the advice of the pharmacist, I might add. I actually combined that with my sleep ease medication that I've been using, nightly to help me sleep. And with the combination of those two medications, I was able to get, like I said, just about a full night's sleep. So that was really phenomenal. I actually had my first counseling session this morning with the lady from our company EAP program, and that was also a really good call. The lady was very helpful, and I felt the call was productive, and we agreed to hold another appointment in 2 weeks' time. And it was actually interesting because she said that she offered me cognitive behavioral therapy, which, I'm somewhat familiar with, but, not extremely well versed in. So, like I told her, I'm at the point where I'm open and willing to try new things. So I think she's going to try that route with me, and I'm looking forward to that. So that was a really positive call. I have to say it was really nice to be able to, sit and just reiterate, what my experience has been and some of the things that I struggled with in the past and stuff. But, I don't believe in getting buried in this stuff. I don't, I've stated before that I don't believe in victimhood. I have no interest in playing a, blame or shame game. That's not what this process is about for me at all. But, it's powerful to be able to name things, to put a label to something sometimes and just be able to share your experiences. So I was grateful for that call, and it was really good. I had a little bit of a quiet day of reflection, and that's been good. That's been interesting and helpful for me. And I've also had a few more people reaching out, and I have to say how grateful I am, that people have been so supportive and wonderful. And, I actually even had somebody contact me today to see if I needed anything at the market. So, again, the support is phenomenal, and I really, really appreciate it. I guess the one thing that I really wanted to share this evening was about, I think it's so important how we frame things. I think that, from the get-go, and one of the things that people have been reaching out to me about is, concern over my well-being and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that. But I want to let everybody know, I'm not okay, but I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Like I haven't been well, and I'm taking this time as an opportunity, to make myself well again, and, to get on the road to recovery. So it's interesting when I look back, and today I was even reflecting on the name, that I chose for this whole effort, because, from the get-go, I knew, and I've decided that, this is going to be a journey of recovery. And so the whole reason why I chose the name, Designing My Mental Health Journey, is because I knew that that was what it was going to be. I'm fortunate, in that I do have so much research and experience gone into things, that I feel like has given me a whole toolkit to draw from as I go through this experience. I'm very fortunate for that, but that was also very deliberate on my part, so I've put a lot of effort into that. And, I guess I am fortunate in a lot of ways, but I also try to be very deliberate about things. So, for me, I knew that this was going to be a journey of recovery. I knew that, I was going to be on the lookout for things to help myself and to grow and improve and resolve hopefully resolve some of the things from my past. And I feel like that's part of the process, and definitely going to happen. But I don't believe in, mental illness being a sentence. And I think that that's one of the things that's really important to me about this effort, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I want people to understand, I want more people to understand that mental illness doesn't have to be a sentence. And I think that that's where part of the stigma comes from so often, because, we often view people who are suffering from mental illness as, we almost put them in a box, and we form a lot of opinions about that, and, what that means for their future. And, should we hire people who suffer from mental, illnesses, and, what's that going to mean for them, in terms of, their abilities and things like that. And I just think that that's so limiting. And I really hope that this effort is going to help to educate people on the fact that mental illness doesn't discriminate. It doesn't choose certain classes of people. You don't have to have, a certain IQ. It has nothing to do with those things. It can affect anybody at any time. And I think that the more we come to grips with that, and the more that we see, people can recover, people, it's just that it has to be a process. I think that framing is really important. So, the process, the reason why I chose the title that I did, about designing my mental health journey is because I wanted it to be flexible, and I knew that it was going to be, a flexible process for me, and that I was going to be able to choose the different paths and the different tools that I, that help me to recover. So I think that was really important, and I get to choose the way, I'm making decisions all the way throughout this process. And I think that that's really important. It empowers me, and, hopefully it will empower some of you as well, to make those decisions consciously and to choose what's right for you. So another point that I wanted to make here about, the whole idea around mental illness is that I think it's really important that we have to start trusting ourselves and other people when we have ideas about, or when other people express their ideas about what they need. And so, I think we have to be careful about having expectations or making assumptions about what mental illness looks like, but also how we recover. So, we have to begin to trust people, in terms of what they say they need. So that could be, whether it's support, sometimes people might need a break. Sometimes people might need peace and quiet. Sometimes people, might need sleep. Sometimes people might feel like they need to abstain from alcohol. And it's how people respond to those requests, how people, support us in, our own journey and in expressing what we feel like we need. I think that those are really important pieces. So, for me, it's been a positive day. I am very, hopeful for the future. I feel like, I've taken some really, they may seem small, but I feel like I've taken some really important steps. And I will say that I'm very grateful and relieved that I gave in about the medications. I don't know if I'm going to take one tonight. I don't really feel like I need it. And I've said before, I'm not big on meds. So, that's not something that I'm, expecting to be on long term. But I'm really glad that I made the decision to go ahead and accept that, because when I combined those two medications last night and I was able to, have a good sleep is just so critically important to our mental health. So that really helped me. And, just the small steps that I'm taking every day, I feel like are making a really positive impact. So, keep reaching out to me, to each other, and to other people if you feel like you need help. But, it is a process, and we're, working our way through it together. So, yeah, keep reaching out, and I love the support and all of the contacts and stuff that I'm getting, and I'm actually having some people reach out to me and tell me a little bit about their struggles as well. So all of those are really positive things. Let's keep the conversation going, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks for tuning in. I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.